After grinding carpentry, building out all of these fence posts, Grug is finally ready to start clay forming. I lied, actually. You guys like carpentry? Because we got so much more carpentry to do. Anyways, everyone, welcome back to Project Zomboid, the Ironman challenge. And you see, I've carved myself a shovel. And one of the funny quirks about some of the systems in this game is they can be oddly specific. I would have thought that, I would be able to walk up, take out some clay from these clay deposits, and we would be cooking. Yeah, that's not how it works. You actually need a burlap sack in order to grab clay. Then I can actually use it to craft with. It doesn't make too much sense, but that is why Build 42 is still being worked on. And it also doesn't help that I am doing a very specific challenge, so there is that as well. But yeah, because we can't really grab a lot of clay, we're gonna have to work up to building out a loom, which, funny enough, requires level 3 carpentry. Thankfully, it's not going to be as much of a grind as it was before because we did unlock a couple of new recipes with our level 1. The one in particular we're going to be using is chopping blocks, a basic surface for crafting. As you see, all we need is a single log and a flint saw. Both of those are things we can easily get, and it's going to be the easiest way to, build up that XP. Hopefully it gives me more than 1.5 per, or else we're going to be here for a long time. But yeah, we're going to retire the shovel. We are going to be setting up a small little trap line across the way so we can get some basic food, and we will work from there. Oh yeah, there's another thing we would want, and that's looking around for any flint nodules with our maul. So let's do that first, and yeah, we'll just work from there. You want to know what's funny, everyone? I've been looking around for the flint deposits for a very long time, and I truly think it's easier to just forage for the flint flakes, which means I'm not going to be looking for it anymore today. We've wasted enough time. And the reason why I am stopping here right now, aside from foraging a little bit more, is the fact that I want to describe my thought process when it comes to the burlap sack, right? Because truly, we could go all the way back where I had one at the start of the series at my house, which is quite the distance away. Or we could even just go back to Buck Road at the little warehouses there, because there's definitely more sacks. The only issue with that is that it's more of a bandage fix than an actual progression fix, right? Because instead of going all the way down there, wasting a day, what we can do instead is build up our carpentry skill, because we will need that skill later. Most importantly, for the butcher's hook, which we will need level 3 carpentry for. So the way I look at it is by building up my skills right now, we kind of avoid getting locked down to do the same exact grind we would do before. Holy crap, that's a lot of supplies. Finally, the rain and storm is over. There's a lot of puddles around, but I will say we got use out of that shovel. We have a small little farm. I am going to be a little bit curious to check out the farm I had before, so maybe we'll make a, big old trek out to there to maybe grab some food. But I did set up a small little trap line down over yonder. If we check our map, it should be about right here at the corner of Otter Pond. But we're not going to worry about that, at least for right now, because we have no real needs to attend to. Instead, what I'm going to do is make a whole bunch of axes, and we are going to deforest just about this whole little square of forest, because we're going to need the logs to turn into surfaces, and the logs are going to be nice because we can make the charcoal burning pile. Thankfully, all you need for this one is just the shovel itself, so I might be able to set it up like, somewhere on the outskirts here, maybe at the little corner here. And we can, get some charcoal going because we will need a lot of it. Cool, that was the easiest thing we've done all day when it comes to primitive technology. Look at that. That's actually a really cool little sprite. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to do right now, but really, there's not. We're gonna make a bunch of axes and start chopping. Well, no one said it was gonna be an easy time. We got this small little group here, and if you look at grug time, it's getting pretty late out, so I'm gonna call it quits. Definitely not because we're in agony, we're thirsty, we're tired, and we're highly exerted. We went through about 1 stone axe, which I think is pretty damn good with the amount of work we've done, and we have so much firewood to show for it. So I'm gonna go load up some of these logs, or at least one of these logs, into our little campfire kit, so we can at least have a little bit of light and some warmth. Oh yeah, how could I also forget? We can use this to cook up any rabbits we found along the way. I'm actually really curious about that. I'm gonna go drop the axe on my back, and we're gonna go check that right now. Oh, look at that. There's just a random log on the floor, too. You know what? I am kind of curious to see how much XP we get from crafting up this chopping block here. I'll just leave it in the woods as a nice little marker. 3.3 XP. Not the worst. I'll be honest with you. Can we disassemble it? No, we can't. Yeah, we're gonna have just a random pile of wooden chopping blocks. I'm not sure what I'm gonna be doing with that, but, you know, it's there. But I guess it's there. We should be about halfway to our nice little spot. I am crossing my fingers we find something to bait the traps with, because I don't really have anything at my disposal right now. Yeah, we got nothing out here, aside from a large branch, and 2 of the traps have been triggered, I believe. Yeah. Inside the first one, we have a raccoon. That's pretty awesome. What about this one? No, 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 no! Don't go anywhere! Ah, damn it! Oh, there goes my dinner. In the other one, we have another animal, a gray male raccoon. I am gonna kill this goober. With that, I'll see you tomorrow after we're done chopping down another swath of trees. Sorry. Oh, yep, that's another scratch. Oh, I don't have a rag on me either. I'm gonna go grab that really quick and we will add on to that, but we did end up cutting out a small little chunk. It's not the most even, but if you look right down there, there's a lot of logs to be used. We're gonna need oodles and oodles of them as well to get this all crafted up. All in the name of Carpentry Level 3. Actually, you know what? I might just chop down this little bit here and we can, you know, kind of have this small little section of forest all good. The reason why I am talking right now, though, is because it's my favorite time of the day. It's time to see what kind of animals we're gonna find in our little trap. If it's rabbits, we can actually start to, you know, set up a small little spot here for them. Matter of fact, let's go do that right now. Before I do check that out, though, I am going to grab a little bit of water, delicious, and on the way, we can search for food. It's a good day to be grug, everyone. That right there is 4 separate traps all triggered, and we have rabbits. First of all, we have a kitten. I'm sorry, little one. Actually, no, you know what? It may be good to have animals that are smaller. I'll go drop it off at the farm. Up next, we have another baby animal. And for these last 2, it's getting very, very dark out. So, what do we got? A raccoon? Oh, I would love to kill you right now, but I don't have the... Oh, it's actually dying right now. Dying of thirst and starving. Perfect. Anyways, I will see you tomorrow. We'll munch on some random assortments of veggies. I am miserable, everyone. We have a cold, we're in pain. Honestly, things could be going a whole lot better for us right now, but I like to imagine we're at the Sisyphus moment of just trying our best to survive with what we have. Yeah, that's gonna be another big annoyance for a while. But we do have some animals inside. I don't know how they're doing right now, so let's check that. They're well-fed, not thirsty. They can't find its mother. That's extremely sad. Maybe we'll find one for you at the traps, little goober. Do I want to set down the troughs? Yes, I do. Let's do that right now. In which we will need planks, which we don't have, actually. Which means it's another thing to look for. Is that an avocado? That's pretty awesome. I'm not sure where we're finding that, but that is breakfast for the day. We have 3 more traps triggered. In this one, we have a male kitten. That's perfect. We have 2 females and a male. That way they'll be able to actually, you know, create offspring for me to farm later. So I'm done with farming for now. Everything else that we come up with is going to be food. In this one, we have another baby rabbit. Finally, the last one here, another rabbit. Oh, this one's an actual adult. That means it's food. Awesome. We will be butchering them up alongside chopping down more trees then. Ba 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 ba. And another day passes, everyone. It's been a long time since I've checked my digital watch, but if you look, we only have a few more trees to go to chop down, and this whole little square right here, or I guess half square, will be tree-free. I will say the rabbits we found have been absolutely awesome. Oh, my footwear broke. Well, we'll go drop that off and get some new ones then. Dogs out, that's not what I want to talk about. What I do want to talk about is the fact that I have enough planks to drop down a couple of feeding troughs for the rabbits, and the fact that the rabbit meat is really good for food. Even the pork cuts from the little, like, rabbit kittens is about 37 hunger, and one average cut is 76. So we can definitely subsist and survive off of these. The coughing is driving me insane, by the way. The only thing that is getting me through these tough times is the Red Dead 2 building theme. That is all. Alright, let's get the twine, make some dang old footwear, finally making the troughs for the animals. Alright, you're not going to be able to see them, but they will be right here. There's 1 and 2. Now we can fill it up with water and grass. With that, our animal and vegetable farm is finally underway. It only took just a few dozen days. And you want to know another thing I forgot to check? The time. Now, how long has it been since we've started this run? Yes, we have 2 more traps. Number 1 is another baby animal. Perfect. The other is another fully grown animal. Okay, that'll be food for the next couple of days. You know exactly what we're going to be doing for the rest. You know those, like, forever soups people make, where it's never ending, you know, they always added more ingredients, and technically it's been, you know, in the boiler for hundreds of years? That's kind of like how grug is, except instead of a soup, it's the common cold. We have the forever cold, because we can never, like, you know, get enough shelter and warm debuffs to recover at this point. It's objectively terrible, but if I reframe it as suffering builds character, all of a sudden grug seems stronger, especially eating all of these delicious cuts of meat, which is actually making us gain weight. Yeah, look at that. We're probably gonna need the extra calories. I will say, we have like 3 more trees to go. Then this little spot here is good. You know what, too? We're gonna get the bushes with it. Why not? We've already gotten this far. Might as well finish the job, right? With these final 2 little trees, we have cleared out this little spot. Oh yeah, we need the bushes. Okay, everyone. I may be unflourishing, not in my lane, and not focused, but we did fully clear out, well, I say fully in quotation marks, we did fully clear out this small little patch of land, right? There's no shrubs, aside from the little borderland, no trees, just a bunch of logs which I will use for chopping blocks. Speaking about that, I do want to fire the charcoal burning pit just to see what that looks like, but right now we have a lot of needs to attend to. The hunger, easy enough, just eat a whole flank of rabbit. The overloaded moodle, that's easy as well. I can just throw in all the grass cuttings for the rabbits, because we did pick up quite a bit. The pain, I can't deal with. The thirst, however, we can grab the bucket I grabbed earlier this episode, drink that, almost a full liter, and boom, that's all we can deal with right now. Actually, looking at everything I've done so far, zooming out, I'm pretty proud of what I've done in this one episode. Now it's time to see how we can make some charcoal. It may be more efficient than using logs, even. So, let's see. We can right-click it, activate that, and how much can I make? Just one. Really? That's it? Oh, wow, really? That is it. I was expecting to have it cook for the whole day, but maybe that's Vintage Story, you know, messing with me a bit. How fuel efficient is this now? One charcoal is good for 30 minutes, that's 6 hours. Okay, it's the same. That's fine. I'll go drop it near the pile here, and I can, you know, go check the traps. Also introduce you guys to my new little animal part pit. It's all of the pelts, the brains, the bones, all in one easy spot. I wish I had a container for it, but, you know, we'll work with that once I actually get, like, comfortable in my own little home here. Or at least as comfortable as a small little gaggle of frogs can be right next to Otter Pond. They are future rations, and no, that doesn't include Filbert. He stays in my pockets. I actually really do like the fact that frogs don't go bad, so you can keep them as emergency rations. I am also glad for the fact that we probably have some food. Oh yeah, all 4, or at least 3 traps have been triggered. We have a rabbit in here. That's another for the pit. This one has a raccoon. You think I'd be able to pull out a knife fast enough to kill it? Stay right there. Come on, buddy, bleed out. I stabbed you with a knife. How far can you truly go until you keel over and die? He actually has quite a bit of life in him still. Not enough to outrun the Grugster, though. Okay, they're actually really fast. You know what? You win. It looks like stabbing a raccoon isn't enough to kill it. Well, he survived, and I'm sure he'll have a really cool backstory and some vengeance on Grug to take out later. What about the last trap? Another rabbit. Adult. Perfect. Just gonna crunch your skull real quick. There it is. 2 more for the pile. Ba-ba-ba-ba. You know, I'm starting to notice a trend. I set my eyes on something during an episode, I get completely distracted, or I find out there's an obstacle in the way, and I end up doing something that's different than I had intended. Still, I feel pretty proud of what I've done so far, and I think this would be a good spot to end the episode. Yeah, next time, 100% for sure, we're gonna be grabbing all of these logs, turning them into chopping blocks, and building up my skills. Yeah, that sounds pretty good, but thank you guys for sticking by, much like the frogs, watching me do my thing. We're gonna take a shower, and I will see you guys next time. Don't forget to like, favorite, share, and subscribe for more as Grug traverses this confusing world. Peace the hell out, everyone.